Practice isn't the thing you do once you're good, it's the thing you do that makes you good. Who we are cannot be separated from where we're from. Those three things, autonomy, complexity, and a connection between effort and reward, are, most people will agree, the three qualities that work has to have if it is to be satisfying. A hint is the hardest kind of request to decode and the easiest to refuse. Complexity and a connection between effort and reward are, most people agree, the three qualities that work has to have if it is to be satisfying. It's not how much money we make that ultimately makes us happy between 9 and 5. It's whether or not our work fulfills us. Being a teacher is meaningful. In fact, researchers have settled on what they believe is the magic number for true expertise: 10,000 hours. Hard work is a prison sentence only if it does not have meaning. Once it does, it becomes the kind of thing that makes you grab your wife around the waist and dance a jig. I want to convince you that these kinds of personal explanations of success don't work. People don't rise from nothing. It is only by asking where they are from that we can unravel the logic behind who succeeds and who doesn't. We overlook just how large a role we all play, and by we, I mean society, in determining who makes it and who doesn't. Hard work is only a prison sentence when you lack motivation. Successful people don't do it alone. Where they come from matters. They're products of particular places and environments. My earliest memories of my father are of seeing him work at his desk and realizing that he was happy. I did not know it then, but that was one of the most precious gifts a father can give his child. The values of the world we inhabit and the people we surround ourselves with have a profound effect on who we are. It wasn't an excuse, it was a fact. He'd had to make his way alone, and no one, not rock stars, not professional athletes, not software billionaires, and not even geniuses, ever makes it alone. No one who can rise before dawn, 360 days a year, fails to make his family rich. Achievement is talent plus preparation. Success is not a random act. It arises out of a predictable and powerful set of circumstances and opportunities. Success is a function of persistence and doggedness, and the willingness to work hard for 22 minutes to make sense of something that most people would give up on after 30 seconds. The 10,000 hours rule is a definite key in success. We cling to the idea that success is a simple function of individual merit, and that the world in which we all grow up and the rules we choose to write as a society don't matter at all. It is those who are successful, in other words, who are most likely to be given the kinds of special opportunities that lead to further success. The sense of possibility so necessary for success comes not just from inside us or from our parents. It comes from our time, from the particular opportunities that our place in history presents us with. The poorer children were, to her mind, often better behaved, less whiny, more creative in making use of their own time, and have a well-developed sense of independence. General intelligence and practical intelligence are orthogonal. The presence of one doesn't imply the presence of the other. You master mathematics if you are willing to try. That's what Schoenfeld attempts to teach his students. We all know that successful people come from hardy seeds, but do we know enough about the sunlight? Knowledge of a boy's IQ is of little help if you are faced with a form full of clever boys. Don't depend on heaven for food. Plan your own two hands carrying the load. The futility of something is not always, in love and in politics, a sufficient argument against it. We do ability grouping early on in childhood. If we look at young kids in kindergarten and first grade, the teachers are confusing maturity with ability. They lack something that could have been given to them if we'd only known they needed it, a community around them that prepared them properly for the world. That seems horribly unfair, and it was. But as is so often the case with Outliers, buried in that setback was a golden opportunity. But what truly distinguishes their histories is not their extraordinary talent, but their extraordinary opportunities. High-tech companies like Google or Microsoft carefully measure the cognitive abilities of prospective employees out of the same belief. They are convinced that those at the very top of the IQ scale have the greatest potential. Jeb Bush once said of what it meant for his business career that he was the son of an American president, and the brother of an American president, and the grandson of a wealthy. Schools work. The only problem with school for the kids who aren't achieving is that there isn't enough of it. The fatalism of Russian peasant proverbs is contrasted with the self-reliance of Chinese ones by we tell rags to riches stories because we find something captivating in the idea of a lone hero battling overwhelming odds. The palace of the CJC family, once a great landowner of those parts, an archway. The kinds of errors that cause plane crashes are invariably errors of teamwork and communication. Far in Outliers, we've seen that extraordinary achievement is less about talent than it is about. Even the most gifted of lawyers, equipped with the best of family lessons, cannot escape the limitations of their generation.